This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of MSPN Digital Television and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of MSPN Digital Television.
Turn it over to the broadcast booth for the pregame show on MSPN Digital Television.
All right, welcome back. It is the final game of the 2025 Dakota Classic Baseball Tournament for the Fargo Post 400 Stars. Shakopee defeated North Winnipeg by the score of 9-3. That locked them up as the 1 seed, so they will be advancing to the quarterfinals that start at approximately 5 o'clock. Later today. So this is nothing more than a formality here. The Fargo Post 400 Stars, win or lose, their next game will be Monday, tomorrow in Moorhead against the Blues, and then they will go down to Omaha, Nebraska. We'll tell you more about that. We'll tell you more about Aberdeen when we return after this. Stay tuned.
Make your home your retreat. Fill your favorite spaces with fresh air, warm sunlight, and calming connections with the outdoors. Marvin Windows and Doors are designed to promote happier, healthier spaces in your home. At D&M Industries, we will walk you through how the beauty, thoughtful design features, and unparalleled performance of Marvin products can help you feel better in your home. Visit our D&M Industries showroom in Moorhead today.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information, or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or a night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate control hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more. All right, welcome back. From the first pitch of this one, stand by 1 second. I got to click a button. There we go. We're a few moments away from the first pitch of this one. We got your starting lineups, but before we do that, let's go over the standings here. Let's see if I can find the right button for that. All right, now we got the microphone here, and now I can talk to you about what you see on your screen. So there's the Brandon Valley Pool standings. Shakopee Post 2, as I mentioned right before the break, won their game against North Winnipeg by the final score of 9-3. So they are 4-0 in the 4 games in pool play. They've outscored their opponents 31-18. The Stars are 2-1 coming into this game. They currently sit in second, doubling up on their opponents 22-11. Brandon Valley Lynx finished pool play at 2-2, outscoring their opponents by 3, 17-14. North Winnipeg Pirates, after dropping the opening game against the Stars, would win 1 and 2 after that, and 1 and 3 wrapping up pool play. 21, they get outscored 42-21 by their opponents. And Aberdeen Smitties has yet to win a game in pool play. They're 0-3. They've been outscored 21-16 so far in those 3 games in pool play. So even if Shakopee would have lost, because the Pirates did have a lead in that game against Shakopee, but the lead didn't hold up for very long, and Shakopee went on to win. The Pirates are up 1-0 in the second inning, and then Shakopee took a 4-1 lead. The Pirates rallied to close the gap to 4-3, but then it was all Shakopee after that, as they would go on to win 9-3. So even if North Winnipeg would have found a way to defeat Shakopee and the Stars were to find a way to win here against Aberdeen, but then in that scenario, both teams would be 3-1. However, as you see on the left-hand side, the head-to-head, the overall record, the head-to-head, and the runs allowed are the first 3 tiebreakers. So since head-to-head comes first, Shakopee would have knocked the Stars out of bracket play with the head-to-head win. So had those 2 tiebreakers been flip-flopped, then it would have been the reverse, as the Stars did have the runs allowed tiebreaker on Shakopee, but it doesn't matter now. Shakopee with the win locks up the 1 seed. They'll advance to play the bracket games that start at 5. Quarterfinals today at 5. Semifinals start at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and then the championship game right around 1 o'clock tomorrow on Monday. Speaking of Monday, the Stars' next game will be against the Moorhead Blues, a single 9-inning non-conference game starting at 5:30 at Matson Field in Moorhead. So no rest for the Stars. They play 3 games on 3 back-to-back days here in Brandon, South Dakota. They go to Moorhead tomorrow, and then on Tuesday they have a 12 noon game in Gretna, Nebraska against Gretna, and then they have a 2:30 game against Elkhorn, Nebraska. Wednesday, they have 1 game. It's a 7:30 p.m. game against Bryant, Arkansas. And then Thursday, they have a 12 noon game against a team that has made a few appearances in the Shelby, North Carolina American Legion World Series. That's Brooklawn, New Jersey. And then Friday, they have a 12 noon game against North Platte. Depending on how the Stars do on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, they may or may not have a game on Saturday. So they're looking at, let's see, this tournament started on Friday. So that is an 8-day stretch of games with no break in between. And we'll see how the Stars how the Stars effectively roll through that portion of the schedule. And like I said, during that home game against Mandan, what felt like just a couple days ago, they will not be home for a while. So that's a look at the upcoming schedule for the Stars. And once again, there's your look at your 2025 Classic with an extra C, apparently. Put 2 C's in the word Classic there. I didn't notice that until just now, but apologies for the spelling mistake. But we'll take a break, and we'll come back, and we'll go through the starting lineups next. Stay tuned.
Mandy's of Fargo, ND is your local online store where you can find something for everyone. Check out multiple items from the carry-all collection. You can also pick out that perfect sign to add to the decor of your family room, kitchen, bedroom, or even your cubicle at work. Be sure to take a peek at the odds and ends, where you will find all the little treasures that are simply too good to miss. Mandy's of Fargo, ND accepts multiple forms of safe and secure payment options. Still not sure what to get? How about a gift card? Visit online at mandysoffargond.com today, where you can find something for everyone.
Game will feature the
all right, welcome back. We're going to keep the scoreboard off because at the last moment they did not hold true to how the teams are scheduled, and they switched the home and away teams. So I'll let you watch the game and listen to the game while I change that here for us, and then we'll put the scoreboard on screen once I get everything sorted out there. Other than that, everything is good to go. So
shortstop number 15, Grant Byer. Playing second base, number 1, Ridley Waldo. And the first baseman is number 17, Joe Coakley. Behind the dish, number 9, Levi Hoffman. And on the mound for the Smitties, number 10, Jordan Foss. Foss on the mound for the Smitties. Batting for post 400, leadoff, number 3, Kane Mathiasen, the center fielder. Batting second, number 6, Caleb Christensen, the shortstop. Batting third, first baseman, number 19, Gus Weremeyer. Gus Pankratz bats fourth. Malachi Weremeyer bats fifth. Colston Sen bats sixth. Seventh batters, Ethan Dahl. Eighth batter, Ashton Renas. And ninth batter, Alex Christopherson. Leading off for Fargo, the center fielder, number 3, Kane Mathiasen.
All right, so Kane Mathiasen will start things off here for the Stars against Aberdeen. Once again, Aberdeen 0-3 in the pool play, and Fargo 2-1 so far, and this is the final game of pool play, and that'll be a fly out to shallow center here for Kane Mathiasen for out number 1.
Fly out brings up the shortstop, number 6, Caleb Christensen. First baseman, number 19, Gus Weremeyer.
All right, now we're ready to go. So it's 2 outs, only a couple of pitches, maybe 3. And that first pitch there is out for ball number 1.
A 5-pitch inning for Foss.
All right, we'll take a break, and we'll be back with the second inning of play, or the bottom of the first, excuse me, in just a moment. Stay tuned.
We'll head to the home half of the first inning.
Mandy's of Fargo, ND is your local online store where you can find something for everyone. Check out multiple items from the carry-all collection. You can also pick out that perfect sign to add to the decor of your family room, kitchen, bedroom, or even your cubicle at work. Be sure to take a peek at the odds and ends, where you will find all the little treasures that are simply too good to miss. Mandy's of Fargo, ND accepts multiple forms of safe and secure payment options. Still not sure what to get? How about a gift card? Visit online at mandysoffargond.com today, where you can find something for everyone.
Center fielder.
All right, welcome back. So 5-pitch inning in the top of the first.
Third, right fielder, number 14.
A fly out to center, a fly out to left, and a pop out to third, and we are all caught up with our scoring, and it's Ridley Waldo who will be the leadoff batter here for Aberdeen. Your starting pitcher here for the Fargo Post 400 Stars is Caden Neuarth. Malachi Weremeyer is catching, Gus Weremeyer at first base. Colston Sen at second, Caleb Christensen the shortstop, Ashton Renas at third. In the outfield, Alex Christopherson in left, Gus Pankratz in right, and Kane Mathiasen in center field. Ridley Waldo, JL of 3 batters that we see for Aberdeen here in the top half of the first inning of play. Make sure our microphone's working. No, it's just a headset issue. Okay, that's good to know, so I'll ignore the headset issue.
Baseman, number 1, Ridley Waldo.
Ridley Waldo will start things off here for Aberdeen. And the first pitch is a ground ball bouncing towards Christensen. He'll pick it up, fire it over to Weremeyer for the 6-3 ground out. And that's 1 pitch, 1 out. That's pretty good efficiency there from Caden Neuarth.
Batting for Aberdeen, center fielder, number 3.
JL Aviles will be the next batter here for Aberdeen. And once again, the reserves, and you may notice a pattern to the reserves, for the Stars fans will anyway. The reserves are Matthew Bryant, Caleb Blanchette, Joe Gould, Jace Burns, Hudson Stein, Gunnar Majerus. So a bunch of pitchers, and Colby Hansen. And there's a base hit to left field. That'll put the runner on. It's Aviles who gets the base hit and brings up Lance Siefkin
Siefkin.
Newarth will stare over his shoulder there at Aviles on first, and he'll wind and deliver, and it's right down the middle for a strike. 0-1 here to Siefkin. Talon Dutenhofer will be the batter on deck if no double plays occur. We'll see him next here. 3 pitches for Newarth, all 3 of them until now were recorded as strikes. 1 ball and 3 strikes on 4 pitches so far. And a 1-1 count here to Lance Siefkin, excuse me. And it's a bouncing ball that will sneak its way into center field. Aviles will reach second, 2 runners on and another base hit. So back-to-back singles here for Aberdeen to
brings up the designated hitter.
Start off the
Number
home
15,
half of the first.
Talon Dutenhofer.
Dutenhofer will step up to the plate. They'll bring Carson Borg into the on-deck circle. But once again, there is 1 out, so runners on first and second. Aviles on second and Siefkin on first. Newarth will take a look back at Aviles, and he will take a second look, and now he'll wind and deliver. He'll show bunt, and he'll bunt it right back to Newarth. Newarth will fire it over to first and get the out, and the bunt does its job as it advances his teammates into scoring position at second and third.
Sack bunt brings up the left fielder, number 11, Carson Borg.
So it's a sack bunt on a 1-3 ground out. Advancing Aviles to third and Siefkin to second, and Carson Borg is the batter now. And that pitch will be dropped for ball 1. Two-0 pitch from Newarth. Got it in there for strike 1. Nicely done there by Caden. Once again, it's Newarth pitching. Malachi Wiermeyer catching. Gus Wiermeyer at first. Sen second. Christensen short. Renus at third. Christofferson in left. Mathiasen in center. And Pankratz in right. And it is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So falling down on the count 2-0, and now he battles back to even it up at 2-2. And Newarth delivers. Swung on and fouled out of the batter's box, and will stay right at 2-2. Broadcast coverage today of the Stars in Aberdeen, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, Marvin's Windows and D&M Industries, and Sweet Shots in Fargo, among others. Certainly appreciate each and every one of those sponsors. Here's the 2-2 delivery, and that one's fouled off for the second time, and we'll have the third 2-2 pitch coming up here for Caden Newarth. That puts Newarth at 12 pitches. And another 2-2, that hits him. Oh, that'll put a nice little bump on his left shoulder there, and that'll also load the bases.
Sioux Falls Urgent Care for all of your unexpected bumps and bruises. Sioux Falls Urgent Care. Brings up the third baseman, number 13, Jackson Ladner.
That is an intelligent sponsor to have. I wish I would have thought about it. The only one I've thought of is having like an eye optical place for sponsoring umpires or something, but that'll be a hit into the right field. They'll be caught there by Gus Pankratz, and that will strand all 3 runners on base. So the Stars get out of a bases loaded jam. They leave 3 on, and that will bring us to the conclusion of the first inning. Looking at the numbers, everything is correct. No runs on 2 hits and 3 left on base. We'll take a break and move back in just a moment here with the second inning of play here on MSPN Digital Television. Stay tuned.
TCI Insurance was founded in 1985 with a simple mission in mind: to protect your assets. TCI Insurance has a long history of providing insurance coverage and loss prevention solutions to the region and strives to exceed your expectations. From agriculture, business, and personal insurance, our advisors are here to help walk you through the options and equip you with the knowledge you need to choose the coverage that will best suit your current stage of life. TCI Insurance. Call 701-277-1710 or visit them at the offices in West Fargo and Wimbledon. Learn more today at tciteam.com.
Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Welcome back. Top of the second inning here. Also, the Twins and Astros have just gotten underway, so we'll keep you updated on scores from that game throughout the duration of this broadcast here. Gus Pankratz, his first at-bat here in this tournament. He put one over the left center field wall to the right of the scoreboard. Since then, it's been mostly strikeouts and singles. We'll see if he can get another one over the wall here to put a bow on it here on the final game of pool play and the final game of the tournament here for the Stars. Once again, if you weren't tuned into the pregame show, the end result of this game will not have any effect on the Stars moving on to the bracket play of this tournament, with Shakopee defeating North Winnipeg. Shakopee goes to 4-0, and they lock up the #1 seed out of the Brandon Valley pool. So all the other 4 teams are done. And these are the final 2 teams of those remaining 4 teams who have not played 4 games yet.
Orthopedics walk-in run-out. Sanford Orthopedics offers total orthopedic and athletic care. Brings up the catcher, number 8, Malachi Weremeyer.
So Malachi Weremeyer will step into the batter's box after the walk to Pankratz. We didn't get a chance to go through the defensive lineup for Aberdeen here in the first inning, but we can do that now. Jordan Foss is your starting pitcher, and then Levi Hoffman's behind the plate catching. A square up, and the pitch comes low and out for a ball. It's 1-0 here to Malachi Weremeyer. You got Joe Cogley at first base, Ridley Waldo at second, Grant Byer at shortstop, Jackson Ladner as the third baseman. The outfield here after the 1-0 pitch from Foss, and he'll deliver, square up again, and he'll float outside for ball 2. In the outfield, Carson Borg in left, J.L. Avilas in center, and Lance Siefkin in right field. We're 10 minutes into the ball game now. Broadcast coverage also brought to you by Mandy's of FargoND.com, TCI Insurance, and Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill. Pitch will come across for a strike. It's 2-1 now here to Malachi Weremeyer. On deck for the Stars is Colston Sen. It'll be his first starting role in the lineup here. He's always been coming in as a reserve in the games in this tournament up until today. Fouled off to even up the count at 2 apiece. Weremeyer and Sen represent batters 5 and 6 in the lineup. With nobody out, it's possible we'd see Ethan Dahl this inning as well. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Inside, nearly nicked him on the elbow, and it's a full count at 3-2. Broadcast coverage also brought to you by the FM Convention and Visitors Bureau, Frank's Lounge, Vic's Lounge, and Dakota Fins and Feathers. Another fouled off pitch, and we stay at a full count of 3-2. Nobody out yet. Runner on base is Gus Pankratz on first. Got there via a walk, excuse me. And the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Weremeyer climbed the ladder and paid the price. Strikeout.
Your official insurance carrier, Brandon Valley Baseball. McKinney Olsen, your Sioux Empire.
That'll bring up Colston Sen now.
Batting for Fargo, second baseman, number 10, Colston Sen.
Colston Sen batting .500 this season so far. He's 3 for 6. 2 hits to left, 1 hit to right center, a fly out to left, a pop out to the shortstop, and a ground out to second on his 6 at-bats this season. And this one is pushed foul off the first base side and out of play. Strike 1. 1 out with the strikeout. Ethan Dahl moves into the on-deck circle. Stars get right back into it tomorrow. 5:30, 9-inning single game on the road against the Moorhead Blues. That one comes in for a ball, and that one also just barely missed Colston Sen's left elbow. One's across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 runner on. And the 1-1 pitch, and that is over the head of the shortstop into left center field. It's good for a base hit, and heading towards third is Pankratz. The throw is a little bit behind the plate, and that's going to give Colston Sen a double. So some excellent base running there by the Stars.
Ethan Dahl.
And now Ethan Dahl comes up to bat in a good position. 1 out, 2 runners in scoring position here, 13 minutes into the game. Dahl will face pitch 21 from Jordan Foss. And that one stays a little bit high, and it'll be ball 1. Ashton Renus is in the on-deck circle, and if Steve from Winnipeg's watching, you got your answer before you could chime in and ask it on the chat. 2 balls and no strikes. And the 2-0. That one's going to be popped up and out of play. Waiting for a bang. No, it must have went over the press box. So 2-1 the count. After tomorrow's game versus Moorhead, the Stars hop on the bus and go down to Gretna, Nebraska, just outside of Omaha, for a 12 noon game versus Gretna and a 2:30 game versus Elkhorn. It'll be a 10-day stretch of back-to-back-to-back-to-back-to-back-to-back games for the Stars, including this tournament. 2-2. And it hit him. And he will award the walk, or award the hit by a pitch, I should say. And that will load the bases.
Unexpected bumps and bruises. Sioux Falls, urgent care.
Ashton Renus.
Brings up the third baseman, number 11, Ashton Renus.
Rewind to about 2.5 weeks ago. There were 2 runners on base, and Renus blasted one deep to left field on the road against Grand Forks for a 3-run homer. That's his only home run of the season so far. We'll see if he can capitalize on a bases loaded scenario here. And the first pitch, and he'll send it to right, the first base side and out of play. Strike 1. Also part of that Creighton Prep tournament on Wednesday, a 7:30 p.m. game against Bryant, a team from Arkansas. And then they'll have a 12 noon game on Thursday against Brooklawn, a team from New Jersey who has been to the American Legion World Series on a few occasions in the last 5 or so years. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count here to Ashton Renus. Alex Christofferson is in the on-deck circle, still 1 out. This one fouled right back into the netting, and the count moves to 1-2. Fouled away, ball on a fouled away pitch. As the Aberdeen coach will come out, grab those 2 balls and toss them back to the home plate umpire. Another one fouled off. This one off the lower barrel or upper handle of the bat, however you want to look at it. You could call it the secondary sweet spot. That's not that sweet. 1 ball and 2 strikes still after he's fouled away 3 of 4 pitches now. And the pitch is low for ball 2, and the runners will stay put. So Foss will set, and he will deliver. And this one's going to center field. Backpedaling is J.L. Aviles, and it's over his head. Gus Pankratz will come in and score. Rounding third is Colston Sen. Rounding third from first is Ethan Dahl. It's a 3-run double for Ashton Renus. And that empties all but one of the bases on a 3-run double for Ashton Renus and gives the Stars a 3-run lead. Sorry, lost audio there for just a split second. It's Alex Christofferson. I haven't missed a pitch yet. That's good. And that one is going, I didn't see it, towards center field, it looks like. This time, Aviles will have it, and Renus will stay put on second base.
Brings us back to the top of the order for the Stars. Center fielder, number 3, Kane Mathiasen.
So Jordan Foss took 31 pitches to get through the first 9 batters for the Stars, as Kane Mathiasen is 0 for 1 with a fly out to center on his first at bat. In all 3 games of this, or all 4 games now of this tournament, the Stars have not scored in the first inning of play. They have scored in the second inning on 3 of the 4. 3 for sure. I can't recall if they scored in the second inning in that second game or not, or the third game, I meant to say. And that'll be a high strike for a strikeout.
Seen great service since 1934 and home of the Brandon Valley Baseball 10% discount. MRT.
So he goes down
Sports
looking, and that brings us now to the bottom of the second. It'll be batters 7, 8, and 9 for Aberdeen when we return after the break. Stay tuned.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
Welcome back. We head to the bottom of the second inning. The Stars have a 3-0 lead on the Mandy's of FargoND.com scoreboard as Neuarth finishes his warm-up tosses here for inning number 2. Right now, cloudy and 81 degrees, and if I'm being honest, it's the coolest 81 degrees that I can remember in recent memory. Did have some light thunderstorms move through the area earlier this morning around 7, 8 o'clock. That dropped some precipitation, but nothing to be too concerned about. That's a nice base hit to left field. The batter there was Grant Byer, and he'll be the first base runner here in the home half of 2 for Aberdeen.
Brings up the first baseman, number 17, Joe Cogley.
Pitched outside for a ball. It's Joe Cogley. And a swing and a miss for a strike. That'll even up the count at a ball and a strike, 1-1. 3 runs on 2 hits. And the Stars leave 1 on base. No errors committed by Aberdeen in that top half of the second. And did he check? He did not check his swing. I'm going to go with that. 1 and 2. Even if he wouldn't have swung, I think it may have still been a strike. So. 1-2, and And he checked his swing there, but the momentum of his bat went maybe a little bit further forward than he wanted it to. The second base umpire will say that he did hold back his swing successfully, so it'll go into the books as ball 2. Ball, strike, ball. As Newarth looks over at Grant Beyer on first. He'll set and deliver the 2-2. Beyer stays put as it's fouled back into the backstop, and will stay at 2-2. Through the course of this game, we'll stay in the low 80s, 81, 82, maybe 84, but that'd be about the max. And a strikeout.
Kenny Olson strikeout, the official insurance carrier of Brandon Valley Baseball.
Strikeout looking for Caden Newarth. They'll bring up Levi Hoffman. 23 minutes into the ball game now.
Levi Hoffman.
Strikeout puts the first out of the inning on the board. Hoffman will face pitch number 22 from Newarth. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Beyer with a small lead off on first as he's stared down by Newarth, and he'll fire over anyway just to keep him in check. That's probably one of the shorter lead-offs by a first base runner I've seen in a while. And there's a strike. And it's a quick 0-2 count now here to Levi Hoffman. Hoffman batter 9, so we'll return to the top of the order here unless a double play happens. Ridley Waldo is in the on-deck circle. Newarth will deliver. And a ground ball towards third that goes foul. The Stars are in the third base dugout. The Aberdeen is in the first base dugout in this contest. Count remains 0-2 after the fouled away pitch here by Hoffman. Newarth will lean in, get the signal from Wurremeyer, and then look over at Gus Wurremeyer to check the runner, and he'll deliver. 0-2, got the edge, struck him out looking.
MRG Sports and Promo strikeout. Same great service.
So that's out number 2, and they'll bring up to the top of the order, Ridley Waldo.
Brings us back around to the top of the order for Aberdeen Smitties. Second baseman, number 1, Ridley Waldo.
We're right behind on C here. Great to see you, my man. Take care. Yep. I'll talk. Thanks for coming to say hi. Yep.
That pitch stays elevated above the strike zone for ball 1. Ridley Waldo's 0 for 1. He grounded out to the shortstop Christensen on a 6-3 on the first pitch of the game. So this is the third pitch of the game that he's seen, and it comes across as a strike to even up the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. JL Aviles is on deck here for Aberdeen. And with 2 outs, we'll see if we see him or not. Foul tip, and it'll be strike 2. And he goes to the outside. Waldo goes out to chase and pays the price, and that will send the Stars to the dugout to exchange their gloves for the bat. It is the end of the second inning of play.
After 2, Fargo post 400 Stars 3, Aberdeen Smitties 0.
And we'll be back in just a moment here on MSPN Digital Television. Stay tuned.
Just off 52nd Avenue South in Prairie Grove is your neighborhood South Fargo spot, Frank's Lounge. Frank's Lounge offers a fun, comfortable atmosphere and daily food specials you can view right as you walk in. Kristen says,
Love Frank's, our go-to place when we have company get-togethers, and always get the best service. We would definitely recommend. We love Frank's Lounge.
Frank's Lounge is open daily, and kids, when accompanied by an adult, are welcome all day, Sunday through Tuesday, and until 3:30 p.m. the rest of the week. Don't forget to take home a Frank's Lounge t-shirt or hat. Frank's Lounge, 2640 52nd Avenue South in Fargo. Stop in tonight.
Make your home your retreat. Fill your favorite spaces with fresh air, warm sunlight, and calming connections with the outdoors. Marvin Windows and Doors are designed to promote happier, healthier spaces in your home. At D&M Industries, We will walk you through how the beauty, thoughtful design features, and unparalleled performance of Marvin products can help you feel better in your home. Visit our D&M Industries showroom in Moorhead today.
Welcome back. Live in Brandon, South Dakota, home of the Brandon Valley Lynx, is where this particular series of pool play games are being played.
Change on the mound for Aberdeen.
And we have a pitching change for Aberdeen. Jordan Foss will come to a conclusion with 35 pitches, according to my numbers unofficially. 20 of those were recorded as strikes. Carson Borg comes in from left field to take over on the mound, and then that would mean, let's see if I can catch that jersey number. Looks like number 6 is going out to left field, and that would be Jared Klutwick.
Defensively for the Smitties, now playing left field. Number 6, Jared Klutwick. Klutwick now in left field, number 6.
So that means Jordan Foss comes out of the game, Carson Borg comes into pitch, and Jared Klutwick comes into the game to play left field. So that's, other than that, everything else is the same for Aberdeen defensively. We're 29 minutes into the game. Stars batted 10 in that first inning. Caleb Christensen's going to pop up, and it's going to be caught there by Cogley, the first baseman, in foul territory. So another 1 pitch, 1 out here for the first pitch of the new pitcher for Aberdeen. Jordan Foss had 1 pitch, 1 out on his first pitch. And now Carson Borg has 1 out on his first pitch. Gus Wiermeyer popped out to the third baseman last time he was at the plate. And a nice curveball there. It broke and dropped into the strike zone right at the last moment there, catching Wiermeyer off guard. And it's 0-1 here from Carson Borg. Mario's the first one to chime in on the chat. He says it's all about the momentum. Absolutely. And there's another nice pitch that caught the edge of the strike zone, and Wiermeyer finds himself down 0-2. 30 minutes into the ball game now. 3 pitches, 3 strikes for Borg, and 4 pitches, 4 strikes, and a direct ground out to first for out number 2. Took 1 bounce right to the glove of the first baseman.
Gus Pankratz.
Gus Pankratz, 0 for 0. He was walked last time he was at the plate. That one will come in just a little bit too low for ball 1. Ooh, that was on the edge, but it must have just missed, and it's 2-0. There's a strike. So 3 pitches to the inside here from Borg on Pankratz. We'll see if he continues. No, he's going to go to the outside, and he went outside and low, and Pankratz did not chase. So it'll result in a 3-1 count now here. Ball, strike, ball on the 4 pitches so far here to Pankratz. And now right down the middle, and Pankratz will not hesitate to swing at that one, and he will foul it away to fill the count up at 3-2. That's not where you want to pitch when Pankratz is in the batter's box. Not every opposing pitcher would know that, though, so sometimes they find out the hard way. And that's a bouncing ball into center field good for a single. I'll bring up Malachi Wiermeyer now. 0 for 1, struck out swinging last time he was at the plate.
Catcher, number 8, Malachi Wiermeyer.
He'll face pitch 11 from Borg. First 10 pitches, 7 of them have been recorded as strikes for Carson Borg. Swing and a miss as Wiermeyer went early there, and it's strike 1. Colston Sen waits in the on-deck circle with 2 away, and the runner on first once again is Pankratz. Borg will look over at first, check the runner. He'll set and deliver. And that one's fouled right back into my right hand had it not been for the netting. 0-2. That netting, the only thing preventing your TV screen at home from being cracked. 0-2. Outside, missed the edge, and it's 1-2. Nice placement. That's where he was going to go, wanted to go, but just a little bit too far outside. He'll quickly take a look at the runner on first and deliver. And Pankratz takes off, and the catch is dropped, so Pankratz will steal second standing. And that pitch will result in a 2-2 count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on second, 3-0 game here on the Mandates of FargoND.com scoreboard. And that one's going deep to left. Trouble if it's fair, it's going foul. Left fielder Jared Klutwick nearly slipped and lost his footing. But had that stayed fair, it'd be a 5-0 game right now. And that would have been the 4th member of the Fargo Post 400 Home Run Club had that stayed fair as well. Joining the 2 Gusses and Ashton Renas. Fouled back, and we'll stay at 2-2. Strike, fouled away, ball, fouled away in that order on the pitches so far. So that would mean 2-4. This would be pitch number 7 between Borg and Wiermeyer. Borg will take a look back at Pankratz on second and deliver. And that will fall for ball 3. Nice block there by Hoffman to keep the ball in front of him and keep the runner on second. Full count now here to Wiermeyer with Colston Sen waiting on deck. And this one's going to be popped straight up, and it'll be out of play. Directly above our heads, hits the roof of the press box here. Little B-52s insert there, I like that. He'll reach and foul it off again. This will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat. And Malachi Wiermeyer has fouled off 5 of 9 so far. And that's high, but running in, backpedaling, second base, center field, it'll be Grant Byer, the second baseman, who makes the catch. They'll strand one on base, and that will take care of business here in the top of the 3rd. To the middle of 3 we go.
We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Fargo continues to lead 3.
It'll be batters 2, 3, and 4 for Aberdeen when we return after the break.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate control hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more. Welcome back. 3-0 Fargo Post 400 on the Amandi's of FargoND.com scoreboard. We're 38 minutes into the ball game. Caden Newharth on the mound will start with pitch 30 this inning. He'll face batters 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup for Aberdeen. That's J.L. Avilas who'll lead it off, followed by Lance Siefken and Talon Dutenhofer. If I said that right, I'll find out in about 2 batters from now if I said that right or not.
Leading off for Aberdeen, center fielder number 3, J.L. Avilas.
Once again, broadcast coverage brought to you by our friends at Buffalo Wild Wings. I went to one of the Buffalo Wild Wings here today. It looked like a majority of the Buffalo Wild Wings you go to. One thing that they had that I didn't notice back home is they have a giant. I'm drawing a blank on the word, like a scoreboard, a scrolling scoreboard. There we go. Of soccer, baseball, basketball, all these sports, and the final scores or the current scores if the game was still in progress. So I found that kind of cool. Really hot yesterday. Nice sliding grab there by Caleb Christensen, and he does not get it over there in time. So Avilas will reach on an infield hit.
Right fielder number 14, Lance Siefken.
Aberdeen, no runs on 4 hits. Fargo, 3 runs on 3 hits so far. Lance Siefken, 1 for 1. Singled into center field last time he was up. Bouncing ball towards short. Christensen will not have a play. He decides to go back to second. The runner does sneak back in time. So back-to-back infield single. Actually, let me think about that for a second. He would have run out the throw, so it'll be an infield hit. I was debating between a hit and a fielder's choice, but he would have run out the throw, so I'm going to go lean towards a hit on that one there. So runners on first and second, and I believe that was a ball, so it's 1-0 here to Talon Dutenhofer. Oh. So it's actually Klutlik, the left fielder, who's at the plate. 2 balls and no strikes to Klutlik. We'll add another pitch there. 2-1 according to the home plate umpire. Pitch 35 from Newharth. That's fouled back. Counts even at 2-2. Broadcast coverage also brought to you by Marvin Windows D&M Industries, along with Sweet Shots in Fargo and Mandy's of FargoND.com, where you can find something for everyone. 2-2, nobody out. Runners on first and second for Aberdeen, and a bouncing ball towards third. And he scores. Runners, actually it was bases loaded. So it's 3-1 now.
Pitcher, number 11, Carson Borg.
I missed that play. Was he out at first? Or? I was correcting my scoring on the earlier play.
Brings up the third baseman, number 13, Jackson Labner.
Go, Jackson.
So another run scores.
Shortstop
And
number
it's
5.
3-2 now.
Grant Byer.
Jarrett Kutlik will come in and score on a pass ball. And it's now 3-3. And that will clear the bases. And I think I'm back on track with the scoring now. 2 balls and no strikes to Carson Borg, I believe. Is it number 11? I have okay, I missed a couple outs here.
Byer with a Sanford Orthopedics walk. Sanford Orthopedics offers total orthopedic and athletic care. First baseman, number 17, Joe Coakley.
Joe Coakley steps up to the plate, and Coach Fickner will step up to the pitcher's mound. We'll take a break, and we'll see what happens, and I'll give you an update right after this.
Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or a night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate control hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more.
All right, it's Joe Coakley, and that one's going to right back to the pitcher on a 1-3 ground out.
Aberdeen Smitty's put 3 on the board.
And now we can close out the third inning of play. Colston Sen, Ethan Dahl, Ashton Renas, batters 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Stars. It's now 3-3 on the Mandy's of FargoND.com scoreboard. We'll be back after this.
Mandy's of Fargo ND is your local online store where you can find something for everyone. Check out multiple items from the carry-all collection. You can also pick out that perfect sign to add to the decor of your family room, kitchen, bedroom, or even your cubicle at work. Be sure to take a peek at the odds and ends, where you will find all the little treasures that are simply too good to miss. Mandy's of Fargo ND accepts multiple forms of safe and secure payment options. Still not sure what to get? How about a gift card? Visit online at mandysoffargond.com today, where you can find something for everyone.
When one of us comes up short,
we all come up short.
There's no vape in team.
Think there are only school supplies in your child's backpack? Think again. 5 e-cigarettes were hiding in plain sight. Parents, do your homework.
Learn more about vaping at health.mn.gov/e-cigarettes.
All right, welcome back. It's 3-3 here between the Stars and Aberdeen. And Jim from Denver, North Carolina, now tuning in to the broadcast. Thanks for your loyal viewership, Jim. Appreciate you saying hi as well. Stars struck first in the top of the second with 3 runs and took that 3-0 lead into the bottom of the third when Aberdeen would score 3 to tie it up.
Number 10, second baseman, Colston Sen.
So it'll be Colston Sen, Ethan Dahl, Ashton Renas batters 6, 7, and 8 to start the top of the fourth here. And Colston Sen's 1 for 1. And he's going to about the same spot as he did last time, only not as deep. And it'll be Grant Byer, the shortstop, who will make the catch for out number 1. So another 1 pitch, 1 out start to an inning here for Aberdeen. That's the third one they've had, or no, the second one. The other one belonged to the Stars.
Number 9, Ethan Dahl.
Well, I take that back. All 3 of them belonged to Aberdeen because it was the Jeff Foss on the 1 pitch, 1 out. And then Carson Borg had 1 pitch, 1 out, and now Carson Borg had another 1 pitch, 1 out. So it was 3 for Aberdeen, like my thought process was originally thinking. Ethan Dahl hit by a pitch last time he was at the plate. And now it's an even count of 1 ball, 1 strike. 49 minutes into the ball game. And that one will fall short. So with Shakopee winning today, they moved to 4-0 in pool play. And the best the Stars can do is 3-1 if they win this game. And so that means the Stars will be heading to Moorhead tomorrow to play the Moorhead Blues. That's a single 9-inning game that starts at 5:30 p.m. We will not be broadcasting that game as we agreed. The board of directors and I agreed that I'd head right to Omaha after this game concludes. And they'll call that a strike or what? Yeah, okay. So a strikeout. We'll put out number 2 on the board. And it'll be a ground out that puts out number 3 on, or out number 2 on the board because they changed it from a strikeout to a full count.
Renus.
That was confusing, but I'm glad we got through it. Ashton Renus now, so it is not a strikeout. It is actually a ground out for Ethan Dahl. And 2 away, Ashton Renus had a 3-run RBI double in the top of the second to center field that scored all 3 runs on 1 swing of the bat for the Stars back in the top of 2. Nobody on base this time for Renus. So the best he'll do is maybe an RBI for himself if he could knock one out, but that's the best he could do to attempt to duplicate his previous at-bat. 1 ball, no strikes. Alex Christofferson is on deck. Renus and Christofferson represent batters 8 and 9. This one's a ground ball towards Waldo. He dives and it sneaks by him into right field. And it'll be a base hit and a single for Ashton Renus. So now Renus with a single and a double, a triple and home run shy of the cycle, and it's early enough in the game that you might want to put him on cycle watch. We'll see. Pitch is low, and Renus hesitating there on if he should go to the second or not. He'll stay put at first. 1 ball, no strike to Alex Christofferson, who would fly out to center field last time he was at the plate. Stars currently sit at 7-2 overall on the season, 4-0 in the games that matter. And now Renus will take second as no throw will be attempted. And that will be a 2 balls and no strike count now here to Alex Christofferson. So after tomorrow's game in Moorhead, which will not be broadcasted, the Stars will hop on the bus for a 12 noon game in Gretna, Nebraska against Gretna. And that game, fingers crossed, will be broadcasted here on MSPN, and then they'll follow that game up with a 2:30 game against Elkhorn, Nebraska. 2-1 the count. And then Wednesday they play Bryant, Arkansas at 7:30. On Thursday they play Brookline, New Jersey at 12 noon. And on Friday at 12 noon they play North Platte. So that one's fouled away, 2-2. So as I mentioned earlier, that is including this tournament here in Brandon, South Dakota, that is 10 days, that is 10 games, well actually it's more than 10 games, but it's 10 days in a row where they play at least one game. This one coming in off the handle of the bat to right center, running after it, and it will drop for a hit. Rounding third is Ashton Renas. He scores, and the Stars retake the lead. It's an RBI single for Alex Christofferson as Renas, all the way from first base, comes around and scores.
Batting for the Stars, number 13, Jace Burns.
Oh, I'm sorry. He came from second base. My apologies. I forgot that he got the free trip to second on a awkward pitch. So, but he probably could have scored if he was at first, but that was my bad. Runner goes. The throw up to second will not be in time, and he'll go into center field, and now Christofferson's on his way to third. No attempt of a throw will be made, and Christofferson from first to third, he'll get credit for a stolen base on second, and then he'll advance to third on a throwing error. Kane Mathiasen, the batters, will return to the top of the order for the third time now. Well, 2 times through, and this will be Mathiasen's third plate appearance. He's 0 for 2. Had a fly out to center and struck out looking last time he was at the plate. Now it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Mathiasen, and he'll hit this one out towards Byer, the shortstop. And Byer will get it to first in time. Tough play for Cogley at first to make.
Great stretch from
Christofferson will not score. He'll be left stranded on base, and they do get one across to retake the lead. But now,
4-3 Fargo lead.
We go to the middle of the fourth, and it's a 1-run lead for the Stars on the Mandy's of FargoND.com scoreboard. We'll take a break and be back with more in just a moment. Stay tuned.
TCI Insurance was founded in 1985 with a simple mission in mind: to protect your assets. TCI Insurance has a long history of providing insurance coverage and loss prevention solutions to the region and strives to exceed your expectations. From agriculture, business, and personal insurance, our advisors are here to help walk you through the options and equip you with the knowledge you need to choose the coverage that will best suit your current stage of life. TCI Insurance. Call 701-277-1710 or visit them at the offices in West Fargo and Wimbledon. Learn more today at tciteam.com.
All right, 4-3 Stars as they get a run across in the top of the fourth. And we'll see how many changes Aberdeen brings to inning number 4 here. Right now it's Levi Hoffman, and we can only tell you that batters 1 and 2 are next. We'll tell you the names to those batters as we see them come to the plate here. And this one is fouled back, so we're at 1 ball, 1 strike. Taking a glance around the diamond here, looks like the Stars infield is as it was when we started the game, so no changes there. 2-1 the count. Ball strike ball to Levi Hoffman. Ridley Waldo is indeed on deck. He's the leadoff hitter. Hoffman and Waldo are batters 9 and 1 in the lineup, and he'll reach base via hit by a pitch.
Hoffman hit by pitch. Sioux Falls Urgent Care for all of your unexpected bumps and bruises. It's Sioux Falls Urgent Care.
Ridley Waldo 0 for 2.
Brings us back around to the top of the order, now playing first base, number 1, Ridley Waldo.
Ground out to the shortstop and struck out swinging on his 2 trips to the plate so far today. We're a couple minutes in front of the 1 hour mark of this ball game. There is a very small chance of thunderstorms. And the runner takes off. The throw to second will not be, I was going to say it was not going to be in time, and then it came a little bit closer than I thought. Runner steals second. As I was saying, there's a very small chance of some thunderstorms this afternoon. There may even be some lightning off in the far distance, but nothing that would concern this game, at least at this point in time. And there's a strike. And it's 1-1 now here to Ridley Waldo. That last pitch from Neuarth was pitch 50. 33 of them have been chalked up into the strike portion of his stat book. 1-1. There's strike 2. Once again, I know Jim's just tuning in. For anybody else who's tuning in who may have missed what I said earlier, the reserves are Kobe Hansen, a pitcher, a pitcher, a pitcher, a pitcher, a pitcher, and a pitcher. Those pitchers obviously play other positions too, but saving them for the upcoming Creighton Prep tournament here.
Strikeout, same grade service since 1934. Number 3, J.L. Aviles.
J.L. Aviles will face pitch 53. He's 2 for 2. He has a pair of singles, one to left and one to left center. As we've hit the 1 hour mark of the ball game now. Pitch outside, ball 1 here to J.L. Aviles. They'll put Lance Siefken into the on-deck circle. 1 away, and runner on second is Levi Hoffman for Aberdeen. And this is a bouncing ball right towards Caleb Christensen. He fires it over to first, got the out in time. Hoffman will advance to third, one gone. 6-3 ground out.
Batting for Aberdeen Smitties, number 14, Lance Siefken.
And Siefken has also 2 for 2. He had a single to center field, then he had an infield single towards the 5-6 gap last time he was at the plate. And this one's fouled at the plate, strike 1. 2 away, runner on third is Levi Hoffman. So keep an eye on him. Jace Burns of the Stars stole home plate yesterday in the game against Shakopee. Unfortunately, that was the last run they would score in the game. At that point, it gave them a 3-2 lead, and Shakopee would go, it was not the last run scored in the game. The Stars lost 9-5 in that game, so they scored a couple more after that. But that was one of the highlights for the Stars. It was intended to be a squeeze play, but the bunt never occurred, and Burns slid in, got his hand on the plate before the tag was applied. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout.
That's a McKinney Olson strikeout, your official insurance carrier of Brandon Valley Baseball. McKinney Olson, your Sioux Empire insurance leader.
So the strikeout will bring us to the close of the 4th inning, and it remains 4-3.
4-3 over Aberdeen Smitties.
And coming up in the top of the 5th, it's batters 2, 3, and 4. Caleb Christensen, Gus Wiermeyer, and Gus Pankratz. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay tuned.
TCI Insurance was founded in 1985 with a simple mission in mind: to protect your assets. TCI Insurance has a long history of providing insurance coverage and loss prevention solutions to the region and strives to exceed your expectations. From agriculture, business, and personal insurance, our advisors are here to help walk you through the options and equip you with the knowledge you need to choose the coverage that will best suit your current stage of life. TCI Insurance. Call 701-277-1710 or visit them at the offices in West Fargo and Wimbledon. Learn more today at tciteam.com.
All right, as we head into the top of the 5th, we'll go over this again for those just tuning in. So those are the Brandon Valley Pool standings right now. The Stars will either move to 2-2 or 3-1. Aberdeen will either move to 1-3 or 0-4. All the other teams are fixed with their current records. Shakopee outscoring their opponents 31-18, win all 4 games in pool play, and they'll lock in one of the 8 seeds for bracket play, which starts at approximately 5 o'clock today. And then Brandon Valley finished 2-2. They're the host team. They outscored their opponents by 3, 17-14. Aberdeen Smitties 0-4 is what it should say there. There we go. Now it says 0-4. Oh, wait, no. They're playing right now, so it's 0-3. And they would only be 0-4 if they lost this game. Okay, so I had the graphic right. North Winnipeg 1-3. 14 of those 42 runs allowed were against the Fargo Post 400 Stars.
Number 1, Matthew Bryant.
Top of the 5th now, and it's Matthew Bryant. Pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0. Or actually, yeah, it is Matthew Bryant. Oh, I see what's going on here. He's going to take the place of Caleb Christensen. Apparently in the number 2 spot. Yeah, that's where Caleb was at. Gus Wehrmeyer should be on deck, and it looks like he is. Okay. Still no pitches, or did I miss one? Okay, line drive out to Kugli at first, so it doesn't matter what the count was. It's 1 out now, and they'll bring up Gus Wehrmeyer.
Gus Wehrmeyer.
Wehrmeyer 0 for 2. Popped out to the third baseman, a direct ground out to first. And that pitch will drop in a little bit low for a ball. It's 1-0 here to Gus Wehrmeyer. Gus Pankratz on deck. This will be pitch 40 for Carson Borg. And pitch 40 is going to be another direct ground out for Wehrmeyer. So on back-to-back at-bats, Wehrmeyer grounds out to first on back-to-back swings of the bat.
Batting for post 400, number 35, Gus Pankratz.
Pankratz has reached base both times. He's stepped up to the plate. The first time it was via a walk, and most recent time he would pop a single over the head of the shortstop into left center field. Ball 1 here to Pankratz. Once again, 2 away, nobody out. We're an hour and 7 minutes into the ball game now. And the pitch. That one will not make it to home plate. 2-0. Well, take that back. It won't make it to home plate in the air. It made it past home plate eventually, but and that one's also low, so 3 pitches and the 3-0 count here to Pankratz. Malachi Wehrmeyer awaits in the on-deck circle with 2 away. We'll see if he gets in to the batter's box or not. 4 fields here. This one right behind us, 1 right off to the left, and 1 right off to the right. That's going to be close. They got him. They just barely got him.
No runs in the top of the 5th. We've got a 4-3 ball game as we head to the bottom.
All right, let's take a timeout. We'll be back in just a moment.
Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
All right, we'll see who the batter is. I can tell you it's 4, 5, and 6, but we'll wait and see who it is here. And they've been making a lot of changes.
Number 6, Jared Klutwick.
Jared Kutlik. And that's the same spot he was in last time through the lineup. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Here to Klutwick, who at last report was the left fielder, but I'll have to double check that here in the top half of the 6. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And this one's going to be popped up. Shallow left field, foul territory. Running after it and diving for it, but not quite able to make the catch was Alex Christofferson. So we'll stay at 1 and 2. Four runs on 5 hits for the Stars. 3 runs on 6 hits for Aberdeen. Two balls and 2 strikes to Jared Klutwick. Strike ball, fouled away ball. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
MRG Sports and Promo Strikeout, same great service since 1934.
That will, in theory, bring up Carson Borg.
MRG Sports
and it does indeed it is indeed Carson Borg. He's 0 for 1.
Number 11, Carson Borg.
He was hit by a pitch and he struck out swinging. This is his 3rd trip to the plate. Ball 1. So number 11 steps up to the plate at the 1 hour, 11 minute of the ball game. And after ball 1, he'll face pitch 65 from Caden Neuharth. Pitch 65 is fouled off for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 hour and 11 minutes into the ball game, and a 1-run ball game. Not quite ones across the board. Nobody is on base. And now it's 2 balls and a strike, so I'll wipe that out. And the pitch fouled out of the batter's box, and that will even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Broadcast coverage brought to you by Mandy's of FargoND.com, Sweet Shots, TCI Insurance, Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill, FM Convention and Visitors Bureau of Fargo, and Frank's Lounge, among others. Bringing you Stars, Comets, and Astros baseball here on MSPN this 2025 summer season. Two from Neuharth. Got him inside edge and struck him out looking.
That's an Ace Hardware strikeout. Ace painting more than just corners. Ace the helpful place. Brings up number 13, Jackson Ladner.
Let's go, Jackson.
Jackson Ladner 0 for 2, fly out to right and a pop out to the first baseman, and now foul territory and a little bit too far for the reach of Gus Wiermeyer. 0-1. 2 away and the pitch. And this is a hard hit ball into left center field. It'll drop for a base hit. They'll bring up Grant Byer, who's 1 for 1, hit a single to left field and was walked last time he was at the plate. So only a couple changes. Looks like 5 through 9 is as is, excuse me. And that's ball 1. Joe Cogley is the scheduled batter in the 8th spot next. 2 away, and they'll fire over to first. Diving back in time is Ladner. 4-3 here in the bottom of the 5th of a 7-inning game. And the pitch. Swung on and towards third and foul. Aberdeen third base coach will fire it back to Caden Newhart. That's 1-1. North will look at the runner on first and wind and deliver. And this one's going out to center field. Kane Mathiason's running after it, and on the run he makes the catch. And that will take care of the 5th inning of play. Oh, he dropped it. Okay, my apologies. It will not take care of the 5th inning of play. We'll stay at 2 outs.
Talon Dutenhofer.
They'll charge an error there to. I don't know if I agree with that, but I know you don't charge to a diving outfielder. I don't know if you charge one to one who's on the run or not. I guess I never really checked into that, but we'll go with the error because I'm probably wrong and everyone else is probably right on that one. So. And we had a disagreement yesterday on an error, so I'll take the loss on today's error. So, swing and a miss. Strike 1 to go along with a ball. It's Joe Cogley. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And they get him, and now we can close out the 5th inning.
We'll go to the 6th inning. The scores we head to inning number 6. Fargo Post 404.
Just off 52nd Avenue South in Prairie Grove is your neighborhood South Fargo spot, Frank's Lounge. Frank's Lounge offers a fun, comfortable atmosphere and daily food specials you can view right as you walk in. Kristen says,
Love Frank's, our go-to place when we have company get-togethers and always get the best service. We would definitely recommend. We love Frank's Lounge.
Frank's Lounge is open daily, and kids, when accompanied by an adult, are welcome all day, Sunday through Tuesday, and until 3:30 p.m. the rest of the week. Don't forget to take home a Frank's Lounge t-shirt or hat. Frank's Lounge, 2640 52nd Avenue South in Fargo. Stop in tonight.
All right, welcome back. Found out during the commercial break that the error that we disagreed on yesterday, actually was no disagreement. It was just the person running the scoreboard hit the button and decided to not change it. So that means I've only made one mistake in this tournament, and I'll accept that. I'll own up to that one. I believe it's where, no, it is not. It is... Caleb Blanchette coming in to bat for Malachi Wurmeyer. And now it's 2 balls and no strikes. I believe this is Blanchette's first plate appearance in this tournament, I believe. I could be wrong. I can tell you this, he's 1 for 4 on the season. This is his 5th plate appearance of the season. Actually, it might be more than his 5th, but it's his 5th potential at bat of the season. Let's put it that way. Three balls and a strike here to Caleb Blanchette. Blanchette, as I mentioned, 1 for 4, hit to right field, a ground out to second, reached on an error, and reached on a fielder's choice. So he's reached on 3 of his 4 plate appearances.
Walks brought to you
at
by
bats.
Sanford Orthopedics.
And now he reaches again.
Total orthopedic and athletic care.
Colston sends the scheduled
Courtesy
batter.
runner for Fargo is number 2, Colby Hansen. Hansen running for Fargo. At bat, number 10, Colston Sen.
Colby Hansen, last report I had on him, he's about maybe a month away from getting a bat in his hand. He's just recovering from a late injury in the high school season. But as you can see, he gets a nice lead off and a nice jump back to first, so it looks like that injury is well on its way to being healed. And he'll take off for second, and the throw will be off the mark, and he will go slide in head first easily. Pitch came across as a ball to Colston Sen. Colston Sen's 1 for 2. Double to left and a pop out to the backpedaling shortstop into shallow left on his 2 trips to the plate so far today. I guess they're going to make that a strike instead of a ball. 0-1. And now it's a ball, 1-1. The coolest and most cloudy day of all the games played here today over the course of the last 3 days here. And that is not, oh, it's mishandled there by Bohr. Can he get it there in time? He can. And as a result, it'll be a ground out and no error occurred, and Colby Hansen will advance to third. So 1-3 ground out if you're scoring at home.
Batting for the Stars, number 9, Ethan Dahl.
Ethan Dahl's 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch his first time up. Then he grounded out to third in his most recent trip to the plate. One out. Colby Hansen stands on third. And the pitch. That one smoked right field. Drifting foul. Running after it is Siefkin. And it will drop and it'll be a long strike. One delivery. Swung on and taken to left field. That will score Colby Hansen. It's an RBI single for Ethan Dahl, and it is 5-3 for the Stars.
Brings up number 11, Ashton Renas.
Ashton Renas 2 for 2. Double to center and a single to right. Here in the top of the 6, throw up to second, and sliding in safely is Ethan Dahl. That pitch, I believe, was a ball, as the throw to second made myself forget what the pitch was. 1 ball, 1 strike. Needs a triple and a home run for the cycle. We're in the top of the 6. This may or may not be his last trip to the plate. I guess they're calling that one a ball instead of a strike. So 2 balls, no strikes, and ground ball towards short. Byer picks it up on a hop, gets it to first, and his foot stayed on the bag. Joe Cogley, probably with the most uncomfortable stretch play he's had this season, if not in his career, right there.
Number 12, Alex Christofferson.
So the ground out will advance Ethan Dahl over to third base, put 2 outs on the board. Alex Christofferson, 1 for 2, fly out to center and a single to right center. Hour and 25 minutes into the ball game now. And the pitch. And that's going to be right field. Lance Siefkin will make the catch. That will strand Ethan Dahl on third, and that will take care of the top of the 6.
In the middle of the 6th inning, Fargo post 400 stars 5.
Batters 9,
Aberdeen
1, and
Smitty.
2 for
3.
Aberdeen. Coming up next here when we return after the break. Stay tuned.
Baseball here at First National Bank.
Make your home your retreat. Fill your favorite spaces with fresh air, warm sunlight, and calming connections with the outdoors. Marvin Windows and Doors are designed to promote happier, healthier spaces in your home. At D&M Industries, we will walk you through how the beauty, thoughtful design features, and unparalleled performance of Marvin products can help you feel better in your home. Visit our D&M Industries showroom in Moorhead today.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 6. Caden Neuarth, day is over. I unofficially had him at 77 pitches, 52 strikes, 25 balls. And he faced 26 batters in 5 innings pitched and allowed 3 runs to go along with 7 hits. So fairly good day. He'll be in line for the win here if the score holds.
Leading off number 9, Levi Hoffman.
If Aberdeen doesn't score more than 1 more run, then it would be Neuarth as the winning pitcher should the Stars win this game. And that first pitch will come in as a strike here from Hudson Stein. Levi Hoffman, I believe, is the batter. And it is Levi Hoffman. He's 0 for 1, struck out looking. He was hit by a pitch last time he was at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike now here to Hoffman. Hoffman batter 9 in the lineup. And this is a 1 hot ball to second that's mishandled, and that'll be an error. A fairly routine play, and it just went all wrong. Ridley Waldo
brings up number 1, Ridley Waldo.
Waldo 0 for 3, grounded out to short. Since then, he struck out swinging on back-to-back plate appearances. Second error of the game here for the Stars. We'll see if they can keep it at 2 and not let it go any higher than that. 1 ball, no strike here to Ridley Waldo. Two balls, no strikes to Waldo. JL Aviles is the scheduled batter on deck, and as I look over, it is indeed him. And the pitch. There's a strike, at least maybe not. Okay, ball 3. There's a strike. See if he can battle back from the 3-0 deficit on the count here. To jam him up inside. Instead, it'll be a swing and a miss or strike 2, and either way that works. So now at a 3-2 count with a swing and a miss. You don't have a pitch to work with. Probably want to jam him up on the inside edge of the plate. We'll see where he goes. He goes right down the middle. Bouncing ball to second, step on second, over to first, and out at first.
That's a Marlin's Family Restaurant.
It's a 4-4-3 double play.
Marlin's Family Restaurant, home of the Belly Buster Breakfast. Brings up number 3, J.L. Aviles.
So a 4-3 double play there. Colston sent over to Wiermeyer. And that takes the bases, all the runners off base, and puts 2 outs on the board and makes things a little bit more manageable here for the Stars. Stein throws a ball to the inside, 1-0, to J.L. Aviles, who's 2 for 3. Started out with a pair of singles, 1 to left and an infield single, and then he grounded out to the shortstop last time he was at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike now here to J.L. Aviles. Lance Siefkin is the scheduled batter, and he is indeed on deck. And that pitch will miss for ball 2. Hudson Stein, 6-6 on his 12 pitches. There's strike 7. And it's also strike 2 to J.L. Aviles. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6. And he will just miss there, and it's a full count at 3-2. Ball strike, ball, fouled away ball. Can Stein finish this inning here? Yes, he can. A swing and a miss for a strikeout.
McKinney Olsen's strikeout.
And that'll bring up the top of the order. 1, 2, and 3 for the Stars. When we return after this, stay tuned.
Fargo Post 100.
Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or a night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate-controlled hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full-swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more.
For Aberdeen.
All right, welcome back. Carson Borg finished now, unofficially, 58 pitches, 24 balls, 34 strikes, and we'll see the arm of Lance Siefkin now. And Siefkin will come in here in the top of the 7th to face the top of the order in batters 1, 2, and 3. However, it will not be Kane Mathiasen starting things off. Kane Mathiasen was 0 for 3 with a flyout, strikeout, and a groundout. And it'll be Jace Burns, who stole home plate in yesterday's game. And he will start the batting here for the Stars in the top of the 7th. If you missed that play, we have it on our X account, MSPNDTV on X, formerly known as Twitter. And it was intended to be a squeeze play, but the squeeze part of that play never happened, so it ended up in a result of a stolen home base. And I guess however you look at it, it could be considered the same thing, but it's probably more entertaining to say that he stole home. And then after he stole home, on the slide into home, his debit card fell out of his pocket, and him and the team left to go eat. And young talented person from the concession stand brought it up here to the press box, and luckily I was still here and was able to send out a couple of text messages and find him and got it back to him rather speedily. And now Jace Burns will fly out to left field, and that is caught for out number 1. So about 80% of that story I just shared with you about Jace Burns was true.
Brings up number 1, Matt Bryant.
Matt Bryant steps up to the plate now. One ball, no strike. Matt Bryant, last time, this is his second trip at the plate as he came in, I believe, in the top of the 5th to bat. 4th or 5th inning to bat. And on that plate appearance, he would send a line drive shot right into the glove of the first baseman. 2-1 the count now, and you can make it 2-2. And that one will just miss as he tried to hit the edge, but instead he'll fill the count up at 3-2. Once again, broadcast coverage of the Stars all season long, brought to you by Doolittle's Woodfire Grill, FM Convention and Visitors Bureau in Fargo, and Frank's Lounge.
Sanford Orthopedics offers total
There's a walk.
and athletic care. Sanford, here for all.
And it'll be, instead of Gus Wiermeyer, it will be
15,
Hudson Stein.
Stein.
Gus Wiermeyer was 0 for 3 with a pop out to the third baseman, and 2 direct ground outs to first. And this will be the first trip to the plate for Hudson Stein here in the top of the 7th. Stars up 5-3, and they have 2 outs to play with here. Runner goes, and Hoffman then be able to control that pitch, and as a result, it's stolen base for Matt Bryant. 1-1 now to Hudson Stein. Gus Pankratz, scheduled batter on deck. It doesn't look like it's him. I think it's Gould. We'll find out momentarily here. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hudson Stein. And this is fouled out of the batter's box for strike number 2. Nope, I was wrong. It is not. It is Gus Pankratz. Gus looks a little bit different in the all-white uniform than he does in the blue and the gray. He looks taller in the white uniform than he does in those other 2.
McKinney Wilson strikeout. McKinney Wilson, your Sue Empire insurance leader.
So Hudson Stein will strike out for out number 2.
Pancratz.
And Gus Pancratz. Caleb Blanchette will move into the on-deck circle if Pancratz can reach base. We'll see if this will, barring a unexpected turnaround, this will likely be Pancratz's last at bat here in this tournament. And he'll watch that one go over his head for ball 1. Runner on second is Matt Bryant. He'll lead off a little bit here. Siefken will take a couple glances at him and deliver the pitch. Inside ball 2, as Pancratz had to lean forward and lean his knees backwards to avoid getting hit by that one. And that's why they do stretches before the game starts. 3-0 now here. Pancratz has already been walked once. He also singled to left center and he grounded out to third. 3-0, 3-1. I'm going to start making bets with people on 3-0 counts to see how many I can win. And hard hit ball going foul. We're at 3-2 now. And the pitch, high, ball 4, it'll walk him, and that'll put 2 runners on for Caleb Blanchette.
Convenient locations including the Sanford brand in acute care and orthopedic. Fast track.
Caleb Blanchette 0 for 0 with a walk.
Blanchette.
It's his second plate appearance of the game. So first and second with 2 outs. And the first pitch is a strike to Blanchette. If Blanchette can reach base, it would be Colston Sen next. $18 pitches for Siefken, now 19. Throw to third, and he's safe. So runners on the corners now. As Matt Bryant steals third base. And the pitch comes across as a ball, so it's 1-1. Two-one, runners go, swing and a miss for strike 2. And Gus Pancratz will steal second. So now runners on second and third with 2 out and 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2's across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on base, and a 2-run ball game. Swung on, he stays alive as he fouls it away. We'll see if the Stars can add any insurance runs here or not with 2 outs on the board. Fouled back. one's popped up, and it could be playable. No, it's going to go out of play. Blanchette's fouled off 4 of the last 5 pitches. And this will be pitch number 8 of the plate appearance. And that one's high for ball 3. And that's ball 4. And he walks him to load the bases. And Colston Sen will get a chance to bat.
Brings up number 10, Colston Sen. Courtesy runner for Fargo, number 2, Colby Hansen. Hansen running for Blanchette.
All right, so to reset here, Matt Bryant on third, Gus Pankratz on second, Colby Hansen coming in, courtesy running on first, and leaning back is Colston Sen to take ball 1. He's 1 for 3. He had a double to left. He had a pop out to the shortstop in shallow left, and a ground out to the pitcher on a 1-3. 1-0, 2-0. Last thing Aberdeen wants to do here is give them a free run on a bases loaded walk. There's a strike. So he cuts that 2-0 deficit in half. It's now 2-1. And that will be ball 3. And ball 4, and that'll bring in run number 6, and the Stars double up.
Walk in, run out, Sanford Orthopedics.
By the score of 6-3. So Matt Bryant scores on the bases loaded walk. Pankratz to third, Hansen to second. Colston on Sen brings up Ethan Dahl. Ethan Dahl's 1 for 2, hit by a pitch, ground out, and a single. The ground out was to hit by a pitch, ground out to third, and a single to left. There we go. That's what I wanted to say. As coach is going to have a one-on-one chat here with Siefkin. As now the Aberdeen has put themselves in a position where they have to score 4 to walk it off. We're at 1 hour 46. The time limit on the game is 2:20, so we're well within the time limit here.
Bat for Fargo, number 9, Ethan Dahl.
At least I think. Unless the Stars have another 16-run inning like they did 4 years ago. That extended the game really long, but if they were to score 16, the game would end via the 10-run rule, I think. 1-1 to Ethan Dahl. Now it's high for 2-1. Ethan Dahl is batter 7 in the lineup. Ashton Renas awaits on deck. We'll see if he gets to bat or not. 2 balls and a strike. Siefkin delivers. And this one's popped up off the front edge of the overhang, and that is 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Can Siefkin get his team out of this inning here? Maybe. Maybe not. Diving for it. He will not get there in time. 2 runs will score. Rounding third is Colston Sen, and it is a 3-run triple for Ethan Dahl. So Ethan Dahl with a 3-run triple, and it is now 9
Brings up number
to
11,
6.
Ashton Renas.
And they are 1/4 of the way to that 16-run inning that I just predicted. Longtime Post 400 fans know exactly which game I'm referring to. Ashton Renas 2 for 3, a double, a single, ground out. Fly ball to foul territory that'll drift out of play. Kane Mathiasen is not going to be on deck. If we do get to the next batter, it'll be Alex Christofferson. There's a strike, and it's a no balls, 2-strike count. Ethan Dahl, the runner on third. Stars lead 9-3. Expect the strike zone to be a little bit wider here. Not that wide, though, and it'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes. So he starts out 0-2, and now the count's even at 2-2 as that one goes into the dirt-colored turf. And he hits them, and now there's runners on the corners, and the inning will continue. So Alex Christofferson will come in for Kane Mathiasen. Mathiasen was 0 for 3 with a flyout strikeout and a ground out.
Urgent care for all of your unexpected bumps and bruises at Sioux Falls Urgent Care.
And Alex Christofferson
brings up number 12, Alex Christofferson.
And the first pitch. Hard ball to third. Mishandled. Throw over to first. Mishandled. 1 run scores. 2 errors on the play. And it is now 10-3 in favor of Fargo Post 400 here on the Mandy's of FargoND.com scoreboard.
Number 13, Jace Burns.
Let's see. Yeah, mishandled and then the throw. Yeah, I would do 2. Two balls, no strikes. It's Jace Burns. And Jace Burns gets a base hit into the gap in left center. That'll roll almost to the wall. That will score Ashton Renas. That'll move Alex Christofferson to third. And now Jace Burns has an RBI double, and Matt Bryant is a scheduled batter. Are you able to keep track of all
number
that?
1, Matt Bryant.
Renas scores. Christofferson to third. Burns on second. Matt Bryant 0 for 1 with a line drive and a walk. Line drive to the first baseman and a walk. Pitch comes across as a ball, and the umpires are going to get together and chit-chat for a moment here. We believe the count is 2-0. 1 hour and 53 minutes. Stars score 2 more runs. I think that would end it. I'm not sure if they would give them a chance to bat in the bottom of the 7th since it's after the 5th or not. I guess we'll find out together. So 1 ball, no strike to Matt Bryant instead of 2-0. And now it's 2-0. Four of these 6 runs scored with 2 outs on the board. There's a strike, 2-1. Well, if you're looking for a crooked number, you got one here in the top of the 7th. High ball 3. And at one point, you could say that Aberdeen was in this game. Now, I'm not so sure if I'm confident enough to say that. 3-1. Swing and a tip foul, strike 2. So that's 50 pitches now, 23 strikes, 27 balls for Siefken. And Matt Bryant goes to right field. That's a base hit. Alex Christofferson scores, and they will put on the brakes on Jace Burns on 3rd. So 1 run crosses the plate. It's 12-3 on an RBI single by Matt Bryant. Runners on the corners and a visit to the mound here for Aberdeen, as they have not been able to figure out a way to record that 3rd out. They've scored 7 runs in this inning. 6 of the 7 have been scored with 2 outs, and they're going to make a pitching change here. Not necessarily in hopes of salvaging this game, but maybe in hopes to put an end to this inning is probably the better way to word it. So a pitching change will occur. Another base hit on the board. It is 12-3. Fargo Post 400. We'll take a break and be right back here in just a moment.
Just off 52nd Avenue South in Prairie Grove is your neighborhood South Fargo spot, Frank's Lounge. Frank's Lounge offers a fun, comfortable atmosphere and daily food specials you can view right as you walk in. Kristen says,
Love Frank's, our go-to place when we have company get-togethers, and always get the best service. We would definitely recommend. We love Frank's Lounge.
Frank's Lounge is open daily, and kids, when accompanied by an adult, are welcome all day, Sunday through Tuesday, and until 3:30 p.m. the rest of the week. Don't forget to take home a Frank's Lounge t-shirt or hat. Frank's Lounge, 2640 52nd Avenue South in Fargo. Stop in tonight.
All right, welcome back. We're at 1 hour and 57 minutes in this ball game here. 32 of that has been spent here in the top of the 7th. Unless I did the math wrong there, but I think it's been 32 minutes. For Aberdeen fans, it probably feels longer than 32 minutes. Once again, broadcast coverage of the Stars here this summer, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, Marvin Windows and D&M Industries, Sweet Shots, Mandy's of FargoND.com, TCI Insurance, Doolittle's Woodfire Grill, FM Convention and Visitors Bureau of Fargo, Frank's Lounge, Vic's Lounge, and Dakota Fins and Feathers. New pitcher is Ridley Waldo, came in from second base, and we'll see if he can get the 3rd out here. And it's a ground ball into center field. That will score Jace Burns, and it is 13-3, and that's a 10-run lead here for the Stars. So runners on first and second now.
Gus Pankratz.
I think that was Hudson Stein with the hit, but I wasn't paying attention. Now the runners advance on a wild pitch. Gus Pankratz. And earlier this inning, I said this is probably the last at bat for Pankratz. Turns out I was wrong. There's a strike on the edge. Pankratz walks, single, ground out, and a walk. Two and one. And nowhere for the runners to go as that pitch comes off the backstop, and it's 3-1. And the Stars bats once again push 6 of the 8 games this season to the 2-hour mark and beyond. And there's a walk, and the bases are loaded for the Fargo Post 400 Stars.
Walk brought to you by Sanford Orthopedics. Walk in, run out, Sanford Orthopedics.
Third walk of the game, second walk of the inning for Gus Pankratz. And here's Caleb Blanchette, who has been up to the plate twice, and he's been walked
Caleb
twice.
Blanchette.
So we got a strike here as things are falling apart for Aberdeen here in the top of the 7th. They were down 5-3 when this inning started. And at that point, you could say that they had a chance, but unlikely now. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Caleb Blanchette. On deck is Colston Sen. I've said that once before this inning, and that was back when there was 2 outs on the scoreboard. And there's the 3rd out. They will strand 3 runners on base. And that will do it for the top of the 7th.
8 on the board in the top of the 7th. We'll head to
13 runs on 10 hits so far
Fargo Post 400
for the Stars, and we'll see what Aberdeen can do in their final 3 outs when we return after this. Stay tuned.
Make your home your retreat. Fill your favorite spaces with fresh air, warm sunlight, and calming connections with the outdoors. Marvin Windows and Doors are designed to promote happier, healthier spaces in your home. At D&M Industries, we will walk you through how the beauty, thoughtful design features, and unparalleled performance of Marvin products can help you feel better in your home. Visit our D&M Industries showroom in Moorhead today.
All right, welcome back. Counted it up on the score sheet. The Stars batted 14 batters in the top of the 7th. They got 8 of those 14 across the plate.
Leading off for the Aberdeen Smitties, number 2, Michael Dutenhofer.
They left 3 stranded on base, and the other 3 got out. I want to say hi to Jeff, who just sent me a text message. I won't read what it said. And that is strike 1. This is Mike Dutenhofer, if I'm saying that correctly. And before I forget, I just want to, all the fathers watching today, a happy Father's Day. I'm sure 14 fathers had a smile on their face in the top of the 7th. We'll see how the rest of the day goes for them. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, it's 2-1, excuse me. 2-1. And now it's 2-2. Hudson Stein remaining on the mound here in the bottom of the 7th. Trying to close this one out, and now a full count at 3-2. 20 pitches for Stein, 10 balls, 10 strikes. Bouncing ball to Caleb Christensen. He'll pick it up, fire it over to Gus Wiermeyer, and that is out number 1. No, check that. It's still out number 1, but it's Gunnar Majerus playing first base.
Brings up number 6, Jared Klutwick.
See if I have any other recognizable changes. I'll let you know ASAP. And that one apparently was a ball to Jared Klutwick. He struck out swinging last time he was at the plate. It's his second plate appearance of the game since he came into the game, I believe back in the 4th inning. 2 balls and no strikes. There's a strike. A breaking curveball at the very last second. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So Hudson Stein will get the save, and assuming that we don't have a huge rally here from Aberdeen, Hudson Stein will get the save, and Caden Neuarth will get the win. And they're going to say he didn't check, or he did check his swing, so it'll be ball 3. The wide world of sports has a broadcaster saying that we're well within the time limit, and now we're about 14 minutes away from the time limit of the game. 2:07 is where we're at currently. Swing and a miss and a strikeout, and that's out number 2.
MRG Sports and Promo strikeout.
Carson Borg, maybe? Yep, but it sure is. He's 0 for 2, hit by a pitch, struck
Brings up
out
number
swinging,
11, Carson
and
Borg.
struck out looking. And a hard hit ball to third. Renus grabs it, fires it over to Majerus. 5-3. That's the final score. The Fargo Post 400 Stars
of the Dakota Classic presented.
Pick up the win, 13-3. They improved to 8-2 on the season, 3-1 here at the tournament. We'll take a break. We'll come back and do a quick recap of this one and share with you what's ahead. So stay tuned. We'll have a short post-game show right after this. Stay tuned.
Here's your chance to support MSPN Digital Television in one of 3 ways. First, everyone can subscribe to the MSPN YouTube channel absolutely free. Second, individuals and families can choose one of 3 monthly YouTube memberships. Third, local businesses can choose one of 2 monthly YouTube sponsorships. Visit our YouTube channel and look for and click the Join button to select the option that's best for you. For more information or to get answers to your questions about MSPN memberships and sponsorships, give us a call today at 701-491-6776.
All right, welcome back. Fargo Post 400 Stars pick up the win here, 13-3, and that'll wrap up their time here at the Dakota Classic Baseball Tournament here in Brandon Valley, South Dakota. And, well, you know, it's interesting to point out because in the pregame show I said that even if Shakopee had lost, that the Stars would still not be moving on to brackets. But, however, yeah, with that huge 8-run top of the 7th, that actually, let's take a look. I think it might, well, let's just take a look and find out together if that would have changed things or not. So the Stars end the pool play standings at 3-1, outscoring their opponents 35-14. So they would have had the tiebreaker in runs allowed. They would have had the tiebreaker in runs scored. They would have lost the tiebreaker in head-to-head. And they would have been... Yeah, okay, so yeah, no, it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered because the head-to-head and the overall record are the first two tiebreakers. So if Shakopee would have lost, then Shakopee would have advanced on a head-to-head tiebreaker. Otherwise, the Stars had all the other tiebreakers except for the head-to-head. So those 3 errors probably that they had in the game yesterday is probably what's preventing them from moving on to bracket play. You know, during a couple commercial breaks off air and pregame or before we went on air, talking with some of the people up here in the booth, we were all in agreement that, you know, if it wasn't for those 3 errors, the Stars probably would have won by a run or maybe lost by a run. And so that still, if they would have lost by a run, it still would have given Shakopee the head-to-head. But yeah, so to sum it up, a good showing for the Stars down here in this tournament. They scored, they blanked North Winnipeg 14-0 in that first game, including the only home run of the tournament from Gus Pankratz. And then they would go on to defeat Brandon Valley in an absolute gem of a game. And I was talking to one of the Brandon Valley players before we went on air here for this game today, and he was even crediting Kane Mathias making that absolute awesome diving catch. Said that he looked like Superman out there, and I'd say that's a great way to describe it. And it was nice to see a Brandon Valley player come up here and show some sportsmanship, and you know, he had a smile on his face. He wasn't hanging his head over the loss or anything like that, and nor should they. I mean, they played a classic game with the Stars there, and the Stars came out on top 3-2. And then the Stars started out, you know, matching everything that Shakopee would do. I keep saying Shaq. It's Shakopee. There we go. You know, for the first 3 innings, whatever Shakopee did, the Stars did. Shakopee scored 1 in the top of the first. Stars scored 1 in the bottom of the first. Neither team scored in the second. In the third, they scored 1. The Stars scored 1. And then, as we mentioned on a couple of occasions over the broadcast, it was the Stars, Jace Burns stealing home in the bottom of the fourth. And at that point, the Stars had a 3-2 lead over Shakopee. But then the Shakopee responded with 5 in the top of the fifth, and that would be a number that the Stars would not be able to come back from. They would get 1 back of those 5 in the bottom half of the fifth, but at that point the score was 7-4, moving into the 6th inning. Shakopee would score 2 more in the top of the 6th to take a 9-4 lead. Stars would get 1 in the bottom of the 6th to bring it to 9-5. Neither team would score in the 7th. And Shakopee would get the 9-5 win over the Stars. And then in the game that you just saw, a game that it was 5-3 going into the 7th, and it ended up being 13-3, your final score. Unofficial stat lines. Let's pull that up again. Let's see if ours matches here or not. Need to give the Stars 1 more hit and 1 more runner on base, and then it'll be accurate. So we'll do that. Okay, now the numbers on your screen are accurate. 13 runs on 10 hits on some Aberdeen errors, and they left 7 on base. Aberdeen 3 runs on 7 hits on 2 Stars errors, and they left a total of 8 on base here in this contest. So that'll wrap it up for the Dakota Classic tournament. The Stars will get on the bus, head back sort of home, and cross the river to play the Moorhead Blues at Matson Field, a single 9-inning game starting at 5:30 tomorrow. And once again, that game will not be broadcasted, as I'm going to pack up here and head down to Omaha, Nebraska, and then I'll wait for the Stars to arrive for their 12 noon game on Tuesday against Gretna. It's a back-to-back scenario with the second game being at 2:30 versus Elkhorn. Bryant, Arkansas on Wednesday at 7:30, Brooklawn, New Jersey, Thursday at 12 noon, and North Platte Friday at 12 noon. Then depending on how they do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, there may or may not be a game on Saturday. All right, that's going to wrap it up. Thanks you once again for tuning in. We'll talk to you again on Tuesday from just outside of Omaha, Nebraska. And until then, have a good night. And once again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers watching.
The proceeding has been a copyrighted presentation of MSPN Digital Television. Follow us online by searching MSPNDTV on YouTube and X to find broadcast schedules, on-demand broadcasts, and more. Thanks for watching MSPN Digital Television.